Hare Krishna. Are you able to hear me now?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes.
Yeah, am I audible, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji, you are audible.
I'm not able to hear anybody.
We can hear you.
We are able to hear you, Prabhu.
Anurag, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, then I can
Oops.
also hear you.
Perfect, perfect.
Yeah, am I audible, Prabhu?
Prabhu.
Yes or no?
Yes,
I'm not
Prabhu.
able to hear
You
anything.
are audible, Prabhu.
Let's type it out.
Yes, yes.
Oh, I am audible. Okay. But I am not able to hear anybody here. Ah, what does that mean now? Can you speak now?
Yes, Prabhu. Are you able to hear?
Advesh is saying, anyway, we are not teaching. Prabhu, if you ask question, then I have to answer, right?
He'll type it
Your
out,
point is
Prabhuji.
good. Okay, now you are not able to speak. What about now?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
No. Okay. Fail to detect your speaker. Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. Can you speak now, Prabhu, somebody?
Hare Krishna.
Mhm. Okay, now
Hare Krishna.
I have three options here. How about now?
Hare Krishna.
Oh my God. Yeah, am I audible now?
Yes, Prabhu.
Hmm. Here. At least this should work. How about now?
Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
Prabhu.
Mhm. See here, three things are there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the only option which we have now. Okay, devotees, let me continue where we am, but I'm audible. That is for sure. Correct? Yes. Okay. Let me continue and then we can see. I don't want to waste the time. 3:20 already. Okay, let me open the flyer in the meantime. Okay. So now let us see here. Jayato Vishayan Pumsaha Sangasteshu Pajayate. Right? This is what we were trying to see. Now, let me share this one. Are you able to see people on the screen, Zoom?
No, Prabhuji.
Yeah, now I'm sharing.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Show me the thumbs up there. Okay, great. Thank you, Advesh Prabhu. Okay, we discussed this. Now, here is a situation. The two people were loving each other at some point of time and they want to kill each other. I have a live example of somebody back in my office. He and she, they loved each other and got married with all difficulties. Okay, with all difficulties. None of the parents were agreeing for that. They just ignored everybody's things. They got married. Okay. And at that time, I went to Australia. After 8 or 9 months, I came back and I said, hey, how is your married life going on, man? How is she? And don't ask me about her at all in life. I said, what happened? I hate her. What? What happened? You quarreled, fought with everybody on both the sides, and you got her in your life partner. And now you gave up her? Yes, I don't like her. No, this is the word. Okay. The people have an expectations there at a very high level, and they don't set the right expectations with each other. They want to show only good part to each other always when they meet, right? And it's not wrong, but it is not true and fully, right? There are some good parts and certain bad things also. So they only see the good side and they say, and both of them have only one common goal. What is that? They both have a common goal. Yeah, this person is thinking, the boy is thinking, this girl will satisfy my senses to the fullest. And the girl is thinking, this boy will satisfy my senses to the fullest. Me and mine. Okay. Then that conflict creates. And then fight happens. And then they get separated. Right? So anyways, so here we spoke about this, right? Attachment increases fully in a man who thinks about the sense objects. Now what happens? The desire starts into picture, right? As it is stated in this verse, right? Jhayato vishayan pumsaha sangas teshu upajayate. Sangaha teshu upajayate. The attachment increases, correct? Now what happens with that attachment? The lust desire will produce. Sangat sanjayate kamaha, right? The lusty desire is developed because of this attachment. You see, further stage of attachment, not possible for a man to stay without experiencing that sense object. Jamila, after seeing that woman, he wanted to enjoy her. No other option. She came to, oh my God, I'm a married fellow. I have a beautiful woman. She is wife. She's taking care of so many wonderful things. I have children. Still the mind, the sense objects got attracted to her. And he don't want, he started ignoring his family, started searching about a prostitute. Oh my God, think about it. He is born and brought up in a Brahmana family. He was a Brahmana. He was doing all kind of good things. But one senses, there are 5 sense objects. Eyes saw somebody. And that woman is what I want. That is what it is said. Not possible for a man to stay without experiencing the sense objects. Now, please do not mistake. Whenever a man is said, it is only a man. Whether it is a man or a woman, it is the same. Okay? Now, a woman may be attached to a man and she tries her best, or a man is attached to a woman, he tries his best. Right? So, what happens when something doesn't meet the expectation level? Anger. When object is not nearby, against a person who thought that enjoyment, right? And then after a desire, this anger comes, and anger brings the delusion. Loss of discrimination, what to do and what not to do. No clarity now. Not possessing the discrimination, what does anything and everything, because he has lost. The one whom he loved so much, he is now ready to kill. How is that possible, right? Bewilderment regarding injunctions of scriptures and guru. They are not following any scriptures, and no question of asking a guru. Okay, why should I ask guru? It is my decision, it is my wife, it is my girlfriend, whatever. So then, because of this bewilderment, even if the knowledge is right, one may be very knowledgeable fellow. Even then, okay, one will be deluded and remember it incorrectly. Okay, everything what he knows, he is now thinking in a negative way. What happens because of that? Failure of memory. You see, memory means the impressions of the earlier efforts of sense control. That gets lost. So far, he thought he should not touch that woman. Okay, so far, he thought I should not quarrel with this fellow. So far, he thought I should not unnecessarily be envious of my colleague, but nothing worked. His attachment, his anger, his delusion, so much that, that fellow has done so much good for me. Think about, we are helping a friend. 10 times I have helped. 11th time I did not help. That fellow is going to remember only what? How can you not help me? I did so much for you, kind of, etc., etc. This is what it is happening. Memory loss. Memory means the impressions of the earlier control, efforts of sense control, that gets lost. Non-awareness of one's eternal connection to the omnipresent soul, Krishna. You don't know he's part and parcel of Krishna. You don't need to worry too much of what is happening and what is not happening. What is that? Yo na hrushyati na dveshti na shoshati na ma. Something I messed up. Yo na hrushyati na dveshti na shochati na kankshati shubha shubha parityagi madbhakta same priyaha. Krishna is telling in the 12th chapter, 17th verse. Right? Yo na hrushyati na dveshti. Neither I become rejoice after gaining something. What's the problem after gaining something? If he's happy, is it wrong? Is it wrong to achieve something? You people get a degree. You people get a job. I get a hike. I get something. Or we all get something or the other. What is the problem with having joy after achieving?
They attach their happiness to that.
One may get an ego or an attitude. Okay. What else? Yes, Advesh Prabhu, you want to say something? Oh, you cannot speak. I mean, you may speak, but how should I say? This is too much troublesome. I don't feel comfortable. Yeah. If there is anything, you guys can write it down. Okay, let me see. Okay, nothing here. Okay, Prabhu, can you pull up the flow chart once? I need to write something. Did I show you the flow chart earlier? I don't know. Did I? Okay. Let me. This one. Okay. Ayo Rama, what happened? Why it got closed automatically? कुछ भी हो रहा है, मजाक हो रही है यहाँ पे. No, Zoom is there. No, the PowerPoint presentation which I was doing, right? So Anurag Prabhu, are you referring to this one? This flow chart? Okay. Okay. Now, what happened is, we were here. Okay. You can take a screenshot, Prabhu, if you want. Have you taken the screenshot, Prabhu? You got what you need? If you want, you can take a screenshot of this. But there is a further bigger flow chart going to come with complete 2 verses, 62 and 63, how things will flow. Okay. Now here, failure of memory and then buddhi nashat. Okay, this is 63rd verse. Krodad bhavati sammoha smamoha smriti vibramaha smriti brahmna buddhi nasho buddhi nashat pranashyati. See, buddhi nashat pranashyati. So from anger, complete delusion arises, and from delusion, bewilderment of memory comes into picture. When memory is bewildered, intelligence is lost. And when intelligence is lost, one falls down into the material pool. See, that's how he is struggling. Actually, this is a very important verse from the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Prapanchakataya buddhya hari sambandhi vastunaha mumukshubhi parityago vairagyam falgu kathyate. This is a renunciation in a false way, in a duplicate way. Falgu vairagya, it is said, not the real vairagya. Okay. So, prapanchikataya buddhya harisambandhi vastunaha. So, here you see, by development of Krishna consciousness, one can know that everything has its use in the service of the Lord. But people who do not know this, okay, who are without knowledge of Krishna consciousness, artificially try to avoid material things. Prapanchakataya buddhya, one who is a material attachments, with that buddhi, Hari Sambandhi Vastuna, he do not know that everything is in relation to Krishna. Whatever we see in this material world, everything is coming from Krishna. Everything belongs to Krishna. Everything is supposed to be used in the service of Krishna. What is it said in one of the shlokas? Brahmarpanam brahmahavihi brahmagno brahmanahutam brahmaiva tena gantavyam brahma karma samadhinaha. So the person who is doing the yajna, whatever he is putting in that, what is that wood is putting, he is putting the ghee in that, the performer in that, whatever we do, everything is spiritual in nature actually, because everything belongs to the spirituality. Hari Sambandhi Vastunaha. These people may not know, you see, those who are without knowledge of Krishna consciousness, they do not know, they artificially try to avoid material objects. And as a result, although they desire liberation from material bondage, they do not attain the perfect stage of renunciation. Hence, it's important. One time, Srila Prabhupada was walking in the downtown Chicago here. Okay, downtown, we are all aware of. Okay. While he was walking along with his disciples, suddenly he turned to a very big skyscraper building. He told to his disciple in the morning walk, he said, today onwards, I am renouncing this building. And the disciple went, what? What did he say? Prabhupada, what did he say? He said, I am renouncing this building. They were thinking, what does it mean? Renouncing this building. So he was a little bewildered. He said, why do you have a doubt? You understand what I'm saying? I'm renouncing this building from today onwards. Very grave voice, he said. And then they said, what? Prabhupada, how to understand you are renouncing this building while this is not yours? He said, why should I not? Why should I not? How can we renounce something which doesn't belong to us? Then why are you talking about Falgu renunciation? That is Falgu renunciation. He said, actually, this building doesn't belong to me. There's no point. It's a useless argument if I say that I am renouncing this big building. Because something I own it, I renounce it. Anyway, I don't own anything in this world. What renunciation we are talking about? Yuktam vairagyam uchyate. There is another verse in the same Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. It talks about Yuktam vairagyam uchyate. Right? Means one should know the utility of every object. What is it is made of? The earth, right? Everything is made in this earth only. Who gave the earth? The Supreme Lord. Okay, then everything belongs to the Lord. If he is the giver of everything, that means that has to be used in his service. Correct? So henceforth it is said, Falgu Vairagyam. Right? So when we go back to our original discussion here, so Buddhi Nashat Pranashyati. Pranashyati means sinking in the ocean of material enjoyment and continuing in samsara. Pranashyati. Now see this fellow, the diagram, this fellow saw a woman bringing water from the water pot from the bank of a river. He got attached to her. Okay, first is thinking. He started thinking, wow, she's beautiful. Is she going every day? Can I try to make a way that I can make some friendship with her? She's very lovingly beautiful. This fellow started contemplating, thinking. Then the feeling comes, wow, I think I should talk to her. Finally, he makes an attempt to make friendship. Right? Now they become much more closer. Thinking, feeling, and willing. I need you. I want you. She might have got married to somebody and he might have got married to someone else. But now these both are together. Now what is happening here because of this? Because of the sinful activity, there is a fight between them. There's a horrible situation. Probably, she got pregnant and he left that lady and say, hey, I'm not the cause of it. But the child is there. Who will take the responsibility? It is your headache. Okay. So other time I also see, everywhere is like that, whether it is Australia, America, India, anywhere now, this is how it is. The other day I met one lady here. She was literally in tears. She was telling that, I got my husband married and then he said, I did not marry you and I got a child and he left me and the second person came in my life. He was showing so much of love and everything. Second time also the same thing happened and the third time also happened the same thing. What's going on? Right? So there is no conception of marriage. I have another instance when I was living in the downtown area, a little bit closer to that. No, not here only, nearby. Okay, near our temple. So I remember one of the neighboring building, there was a lady trying to get down out of the elevator and get down out of that one, right? So generally we have two doors, correct? And she was having a child who is on, I mean, she's holding, one child is on the, what is that called? Huh? Cart, whatever cart, right? And then two fellows were walking, one girl and a boy. There are 4 children. Now she's trying to manage to take out this cart outside the door and holding one little child and trying to open. And I was seeing she's struggling. I just open. Okay. And I regularly see her, and then I just picked it up. Hey, you seems to be from some other country because I don't see you were talking in English, Then she said, I'm Russian and my husband is Poland, I mean, oh, that's good. You have 4 children. How are you managing? It's very hard, but you are taking care. Oh no, actually, I have 4 children, but that person is not my husband. We are just living together today, but we are yet to decide. But we are still planning to marry sometime later. If we are happy, we are trying to build a relationship nicely. We got 4 children, but we are still building a nice relation, and then we get married. You know what? I had no words to say anything there. People are like that. So this is how everybody is, because of the karma. They are falling prey to these lusty desires, and they end up doing all kinds of things which they are not supposed to do. Okay, so that's where we have to be very careful how this entire mind is playing a big game, is working in a big thing. Ultimately, what happens? All these things he does, and he ends up in a hellish planet here. You see, when we do the wrong things, we are going to suffer. One goes to the degraded hellish planets, okay, after the death, right? So one has to be careful. Now, the 62 and 63, process of spiritual fall down. Okay, what happens? Okay, dhyayato vishayan pumsaha, by contemplating the objects of senses, positively or negatively, doesn't matter. Okay, some people may say, hey, I'm always thinking positively, sir. Whether you think in a positive way or negative way, attachment is definitely going to happen. One develops attachment from them. Thinking will start, feeling will be the second stage. And after too much of attachment, which leads to lust, willing and doing stage, right? Then at the time of doing stage, to doing stage is out of the mind. Mind can only do 3 things: thinking, feeling, willing. Once the stage is gone, once the decision from thinking to feeling has come, from feeling the willingness have come, and from there, now there is no control when he want to do the action. The 4th one is an action, which is done by the body for the sense objects, for senses, right? So when action is being taken care, it cannot be backtracking. That cannot happen. So at least here we see willing. No, I should backtrack. I think I am doing a wrong thing. I can take a control over even at that moment of time. You see, thinking, I did a wrong thinking. I got a wrong feeling. I'm willing to enjoy wrongly. No, I think I'm hearing Bhagavad Gita. I think I should not do it. I derive the happiness, sorry, I derive the strength from chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. By solely thinking about Krishna, by working for Krishna, by serving Krishna, by meditating on Krishna's beautiful form in the temple, by eating only prasadam, every day, every meal, whatever is going from my throat, it should be only prasadam, nothing other than that. If we can practice these things, which are more to be on a physical platform, but chanting, which is actually making the mind to control, then these both will help each other to elevate oneself to come out of those situations. Then the 4th stage, called application or working, will not happen if it is a wrong decision. Oh, I took a wrong decision. I thought of punishing this fellow, but I think I have not got a right information here. I'll stop it. Okay, I thought of blaming somebody, showing anger to somebody, or doing something nonsense, then he can backtrack it. Okay, but otherwise, when one goes out of the willing stage to the action stage. Once an action is done, can we undo it? It's not Control C, Control V, as we do in our laptop, right? Control C, Control V is much easier. Oh my God, no, undo. Okay, We both play the game with our daughter, and sometimes I say something and she's oh, Papa, let us undo it. Control V, Control V. I'll repeat. I'll give a different answer now. That's children anyway. But what I'm saying is, when we do an action, we cannot. Right? Even in the IT field, database, when you are committed, how can we take it back? It's committed now. The transaction has been committed. So unsatisfied lust results in anger. If it is satisfied, it leads to greediness. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. All those things are followed, right? Now, then delusion comes into the picture. Okay. And then from the delusion, the bewilderment comes into picture. And from the bewilderment, then loss of intelligence. And from the loss of intelligence, one falls down into the gross material existence. Probably Ajamila was supposed to do a devotional service there. He fell down and he ended up marrying a prostitute. So we could also be one of those victims of falling prey to the sensory objects, senses, and that's where we are supposed to take up Krishna consciousness seriously and sincerely. Now, the examples what we have given, it is nothing to do with the only devotion, right? People getting married and getting separated, it's a big problem. If you go and see here, how many people are taking divorces, how many people are committing suicides, how many people are becoming mentally imbalanced and they are admitted into the asylums. People don't get sleeps in the night because of so many thoughts going on, insomnia, schizophrenia, and whatnot. Okay, so many problems just because of one mind is not under the control, because it is not properly trained. And here is our temple by Srila Prabhupada Mercy. We are getting training from him that what are we supposed to do, right? So we should take the complete benefit of such things. Now, from the purpose, there are a couple of points which I would like to go ahead here. So here the senses are naturally active, right? They really need some real engagement, either in the service of the Lord or materialism. So people who are highly determined to work, they become workaholic because they don't know anything else apart from that. I see one of the family there, that person is working even in the weekends and the weekdays. He is hardly coming out of his room, completely meeting, and the wife is coming and complaining. They both have always a problem. Some ago we got those people and they say, Prabhu, I cannot bear with this fellow. This fellow is only working for what? He says, I'm working for you. You wanted a big house, then I would work. Oh my God, what is this? He is blaming her and she is blaming, he is blaming her and he is blaming whatever. Yeah, both are blaming each other, sorry. So this is the life they are going on. Okay, so the senses are naturally active. If one is not trained properly, and then they end up in doing some other activities which are detrimental, and it is so risky that they may go into the hellish life and suffering because of one's own mistake, not knowing that it's a mistake. So many people who are born in America, they don't know that eating meat is a sin. They think as it is as good as any vegetables. I'm eating meat, I'm eating eggs, I'm eating vegetables, that's all. So you guys think different, but it's all food only, right? But they don't know by what it is coming. Show the world or tell the world to kill an animal themselves and then cook and then eat. Think about how many people will do. Half of the people will go, oh my God, I can't tolerate blood. There are people who are, when they see the blood, they are disturbed. I have my own classmate. Okay, so he sees the blood, then he is completely gone case. He cannot, he tolerates, he vomits. He is unhealthy at that time. So there are people like that, but he eats meat. I said, come on, let us go to the meat shop and see the blood oozing there. And I showed him. For next 1 month, he did not eat meat at all because he was always thinking blood oozing, crying of the chicken, But after a month time, he forgot, slowly forgetting, and then okay, yaar chalta hai. Fir khana shuru kar diya. That's how it happens. So only way to get out of the material puzzle is Krishna consciousness. And negative example, even when powerful demigods like Lord Shiva was agitated by Parvati, Kartikeya was born, influenced by sense objects. And the positive examples is Haridas Thakur, a young devotee, and Yamunacharya easily overcame all sensual attractions by the power of Krishna consciousness. Yamunacharya was a great, he is a spiritual master of Ramanujacharya, right? And then that personality was a king in the previous, in the same life, I mean. So he actually was surrounded by so many maid servants. He used to enjoy a lot. And his grandfather was always thinking, oh my God, this fellow is born in a Brahmanical family, but he got into becoming a king. But he needs to take up Krishna consciousness. He was praying. He did so many attempts to bring him back to the devotion. Finally, he comes to the devotion. And then he says, oh my God, whenever I think of a sex with a woman, I spit on the thought and there is nothing in that. But whenever I think about Krishna, Navanava Rasa, Dhamni, it is every moment after moment, whenever I think about Krishna, the beautiful Navarasas are coming. I love to think about Krishna more and more. Now, at that highest stage, the same Yamunacharya who was enjoying the other woman, now he said, no, I spit on the thought. There is nothing in that. That's a positive example. Right? Haridas Thakur, a prostitute with all contemplation, she came. But he wasn't. 3 nights she spent with him. But that personality was chanting and said, please wait, please wait. I'm going to chant, complete my rounds, and then we both will enjoy. That's all he said. And then nicely he trapped or tricked her. And that poor lady didn't understand what's what. And then she started hearing Hare Krishna Mahamantra. What he was doing, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Actually, Prabhupada says the perfection of chanting is when we chant so nicely that the people who are watching, the people, when we spread about Krishna Gatha, they start chanting. The perfection of chanting is, success is making others chant. Contagious. Think about one single old man, Srila Prabhupada, chanted, and today how many people are chanting all over the world? How are the people convinced? Because of the purity of one old man. Think about such a personality, right? Even these so-called presidents of the country or prime ministers of the country, they think they have power and influence, but that will only work until they have that position. The moment they go out, that will not work. Even when they are on the position, certain things that also doesn't work, right? So, but Srila Prabhupada, he has no position externally, right? He has nothing, but he could convince millions of people all over the world, and they picked up Krishna consciousness, especially they are not from India. At least we can understand, okay, every Indian took, no. At that time, nothing, no Indian were there, but he preached it to everybody else. But then he could get a success because he already got the taste. The perfection of chanting the holy name is to make everybody else also chant. That is the beauty, right? That was Haridas Thakur. After 3 days, after the first night, she cried and said, hey, you are a cheater. You did not give me time. He said, I'm so sorry. My rounds are not done. Then she said, can I come tonight? Oh, please come. By the time I will complete. And again, she says, oh, sorry. I'm somehow, I did not. Third night she comes. Again, she says, sorry, please hold on. Please, for sure today, I will enjoy with you. I'll give you my fullest of your enjoyment. And the prostitute was hopefully sitting there. But whole night, the third night also, she was hearing Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. By that chanting, she started crying in the morning. And then, why tears are coming out? I'm so sorry, I again disappointed you. And she said, in my whole experience, every greatest of the greatest person or a sadhu got captivated by my beauty and my body. But you are the only first person in my life that you have no feelings for me. That means, what is that? You have something much higher than what you can gain from me? I said, yes, definitely. You're already a lump of dead matter there. Your body is a dead matter. Do you think your body is having some beauty in it? It's just a dead lump of flesh and stool, that's all. But the moment the soul is gone out, your body is a dead body. What am I going to enjoy with the dead body? Can anybody think of enjoying with the dead body? No. But the reality is, why the body is looking beautiful? Why attractive? Because the soul is present. Why soul is present and it becomes attractive? Because soul is part and parcel of super soul, Krishna. So we appear everything to be very attractive. But what we should do, a learned person sees the spirit soul, not the body. Vidya vinaya sampanne brahmane gavihastine suni cheva swapake cha panditaha samadarshinaha. The only people who can see the soul is pure devotees. They see the spiritual soul in everybody. But by preaching, she got transformed and said, I am so sinful, my dear sir. Please guide me. What am I supposed to do? Now I understood. You are a real bhakta. I thought I can cheat you. I thought I can, that the king Kazi told me to come and he conspired against you and he wanted to cheat you. But now I learned. After these 3 days, I have exposed everything to you, but you were never even bewildered for a moment. That is Haridas Thakur. Henceforth, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. He's a Nama Acharya. You see? 300,000 names he used to chant every single day. Think about it. So Haridas Thakur could overcome because of the power of Krishna consciousness. Now, Prabhu, you say it is only possible to Haridas Thakur and Yamunacharya. I think we cannot do it. The answer is no. Prabhupada said everybody can get to that platform. Everybody has the same thing. If a railway track is going to one station to another station, for example, Hyderabad to Delhi or Bombay to Delhi, if somebody follows that, he has to go, right? There could be a situation where he can get derailed, but he was properly trained, he will follow the path and he will get the destination. This bhakti is also like that. So there could be some little deviations here and there. So we need a guru, but then the path is perfectly going to lead, right? So we always take shelter of a spiritual master, follow the instructions. When we are having an ambiguity, we take guidance from that person, and then we move on, and we will get the same position what Haridas Thakur, okay, or Yamunacharya, or any great devotee has achieved. Now, secret of success in terms of sense control. Let us see this. Now, and then after that, I'll conclude it. Later, we'll continue from there. Higher taste shuns off all material enjoyment. Any material enjoyment becomes distasteful for a person who gets the taste on the holy name of Krishna. Oh, the child could be crying for a biscuit and a chocolate or candies, correct? But do you or me will cry for that? No. Probably will cry if I don't get a job. If I don't get a girl in my life or a boy in my life. Probably, it's certain, but not at that level. I am better matured than the child, but not as matured as a pure devotee. For a pure devotee, nothing material will appear to be tasty because he has already achieved the highest state. What is that verse? Second chapter, 59th verse. Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehinaha rasavajyam rasopyasya param društva nivartate. One who is attached to the lower objects, but when he gets the higher taste, then he will ready to give up the lower taste. You got a job for $100,000, but tomorrow you'll get $200,000. Easy to give it up, right? But will you give it up if you get 80K? Come on, how can I give it up? That's exactly, right? So when we get a higher taste, giving up lower taste is easiest. That is Yukta Vairagya. Use everything in the service of the Lord. Yukta Vairagya offers positive enjoyment. And a good example here is good eatables. One enjoys life by prasadam. No danger or fall down because of the philosophy of Yukta Vairagya. Yukta Vairagya, again, you remember what is Yukta Vairagya? It is everything belongs to Krishna and that has to be utilized in the service of Krishna. Simple. Now, dry renunciation, Falgu Vairagya, right? Fall down due to lack of positive enjoyment. Okay. So I may control, just like Prabhupada tells, 3 monkeys. I don't see bad things. I don't speak bad things. I don't hear bad things. Is that all good? No, he has to do something better than that. How long I will be doing this? One day I will be influenced. So our senses need engagement. If I stop engagement, how long? It's not going to be possible, right? So I think we will stop here. Next week, we can continue from 64 to 72. Of course, next week, I'm not in the city. Long weekend, I'm going out. So probably we will do following week. Let me see if any questions here. Any questions? No? Good. Anybody from online? Okay. Fine, then if there is nothing, then I can stop here. Give you 5 more minutes here, 3:55. That's okay. Right. Thank you then. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grantraj Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.